Good evening. I'm Carolyn Lucia, the Director of Education at Fairmont Schools and the head of school at Fairmont Preparatory Academy, and it is my great privilege to welcome you to our 2020 virtual graduation ceremony. Graduates, we know this day isn't what you thought it would be, and believe me, it is not what we had planned for you. While we know that this virtual graduation can never match the traditional gathering of classmates, families, and faculty, we want you to feel celebrated today. I hope that right now you are surrounded by your family taking part in some virtual viewing party activity, and I hope that you know how very proud each of us at Fairmont is of you. Now, before we begin the commencement ceremony, I do want to say to each of you, Fairmont Preparatory is a better place because you've been here. While the world was turned upside down in the last few months, you all showed your tenacity and innovative spirit. COVID-19 may have altered how you spent the second half of the year, but it did not prevent you from pursuing academic achievement or creating opportunities to connect with each other. I've said it before and I sincerely mean it. If there is any group that can navigate through this uncertain time and come out ahead, it is you, the Fairmont Preparatory Class of 2020. So now, sit back and soak in this moment. You've earned it.
Please place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is an honor to address the class of 2020, as well as your parents and family members who are tuning in to our very first virtual graduation ceremony. Fairmont has been around for a long time, 67 years in fact, but this is the very first time that we have celebrated in this way. I really miss being able to see your faces and feel the excitement from an audience full of parents, friends, and family members who love you and are so proud to send you off to the next big step in your education. Students, it's not what we had wanted for you, but this graduation ceremony is something you'll never forget. You are the first class of Fairmont seniors to experience a virtual graduation. There will be many firsts as you head on to college and your careers. I'm encouraged by how you've handled this unprecedented health crisis and resulting stay-at-home order, how quickly you have adapted to a new learning model, and how focused you have remained on your academic goals. I have little doubt that you will meet the challenges that will come your way in college with the same maturity and sense of purpose. And I know from visiting your classrooms this past year and talking with your teachers that not only are you a super smart and talented bunch of students, you are also very resilient. Recently, I heard a story about resiliency that resonated with me, and I wanted to share it with you. A young woman went to her mother and told her about her life and how things were so hard for her. She did not know how she was going to make it and wanted to give up. She was tired of fighting and struggling. It seemed that as one problem was solved, a new one arose. Her mother took her to the kitchen. She filled 3 pots with water and placed each one on a high flame. Soon, the pots came to a boil. In the first, she placed carrots. In the second, she placed eggs. And in the last, she placed ground coffee beans. In about 20 minutes, she turned off the flame. She fished the carrots out and placed them in a bowl. She pulled the eggs out and placed them in a bowl. Then she ladled the coffee out and placed it in a bowl. Turning to her daughter, she asked, "Tell me, what do you see?" "Carrots, eggs, and coffee," the daughter replied. Her mother brought her closer and asked her to feel the carrots. She did and noted that they were soft. The mother then asked daughter to take the egg and break it. After pulling off the shell, she observed the hard-boiled egg. Finally, the mother asked, "Sip the coffee." The daughter smiled as she enjoyed its rich taste and aroma. The daughter then asked, "What is the point? What does this mean?" Her mother explained that each of these objects had faced the same adversity, boiling water. Each, however, reacted differently. The carrot went in strong, hard, and unrelenting. However, it, being subject to the boiling water, softened and became weak. The egg had been fragile. Its thin outer shell protected its liquid interior. But after sitting in the boiling water, its inside became hardened. The ground coffee beans were unique, however. When they were placed in the boiling water, they actually changed the water and made something that was better than before. "Which are you?" she asked her daughter. "When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean?" Graduates, because of the stay-at-home order, you haven't been able to attend classes on campus or hang out with your classmates. You've missed out on prom, plays, sporting events, and senior activities. I know you were really looking forward to those. Things have been different, and sometimes I know it's really been tough. But you've stayed focused, and you've developed some new skills that you didn't have before you were challenged in this way. Good work. You are coffee beans. You are developing resiliency, and that will help you to become successful in college, in your careers, and throughout life. For the parents and family members of class of 2020 graduates, I want to say thank you for being there for your children in such a meaningful way. You've had to learn a little about resilience too, as you've juggled home life and managing jobs while supporting your child's learning and well-being during this time of uncertainty. I really wish we were all together right now and I could shake the hands of each of those prep graduates as they walk across the stage. I'm very proud of each and every one of you. Your teachers miss you and they are cheering you on as you head to college and careers. I want to encourage you to keep working on being resilient. A wise man once said, "It's your reaction to adversity, not adversity itself, that determines how your life story will develop." Be the coffee bean. Don't give up when things get tough. Take a break. Go for a job. Call a friend. But don't give up. Be determined that your circumstances will not define you, and you will succeed in school and in life. Congratulations, class of 2020. You have made your teachers and administrators, your family and friends, and all of us at Fairmont very proud.
Good evening. My name is Barry Drake and I'm the Dean of Students at the Fairmont Preparatory Academy. I am thrilled to be able to introduce the salutatorian for the class of 2020. Matthew Long has been part of the Fairmont family since first grade at the North Tustin campus, and I have known him since he was a sixth grader there. It was during his 3 years in junior high that I really had the chance to get to know him well and to watch him shine in academics, athletics, robotics, drama, and debate. Upon his arrival at the prep, Matthew began to narrow his focus. Having been accepted to the Advanced Science and Engineering program, Matthew proceeded to do outstanding work in all the required courses including the college-level organic chemistry class. He participated in Fairmont's advanced math program by taking differential equations and linear algebra and advanced discrete math and number theory. What is notable about Matthew is he's been able to maintain his outstanding GPA while participating on the volleyball, rocketry, and debate teams. It is on our nationally recognized debate team where Matthew really left his mark. Matthew is one of the team's anchor members, earning numerous accolades since joining in his freshman year. At the UC Berkeley tournament during his sophomore year, Matthew and his debate partner finished in the top 16 and qualified for the National Tournament of Champions. During his junior year, Matthew was named the top individual speaker at the Berkeley tournament. He and his debate partner finished in second place, and they qualified for the Tournament of Champions again. Matthew has shared his talents and experiences through teaching middle school debaters from various public and private schools, as well as participating on the board of the Orange County Debate League. In the classroom, Matthew is bright, curious, respectful, and engaging. He is a collaborative learner who freely shares his knowledge with others. He took these talents last summer to Pomona College, where he participated in a molecular biology research internship. Obviously, Matthew has been an outstanding student at Fairmont Prep, and we look forward to hearing about his continuing success at Pomona College, where he will attend this fall to study molecular biology and philosophy. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to introduce Fairmont Preparatory Academy's salutatorian for the class of 2020, Matthew Ong.
Good evening. I hope this finds you all well. I know this isn't the most conventional graduation ceremony, so I figure I'll make this a little unconventional too. I'm not that great at giving advice, or really explaining things, so instead I'm going to tell you a story. Our story begins where most stories started these last 4 years, in Mr. Hand's room. So sometime last year he was actually teaching us a lesson, and he told us that beyond the 3 dimensions that most of us know, there can be a 4th, 5th, even an infinite number of dimensions in math. So I thought that was pretty cool. Because of that, I found a book called Flatland, A Romance of Many Dimensions, which is the story about a square living in a 2-dimensional world, kind of like on a flat piece of paper. One day it goes that he's visited by a sphere from the 3rd dimension, and together they go on an adventure through worlds of many dimensions. Now, I thought it was a pretty cool story, but I promise I'll try and spice it up for you. Their first stop was the world of no dimensions, where there's no up, down, or sideways. There, they meet its sole inhabitant, who lives there all alone. Literally, he didn't even understand the concept of another person, because he had never even seen anyone else. But as a freshman, I was kind of like that. I thought that my ideas and opinions were worth more than others, so I never really got around to listening to other people. Or at least not seriously. And for a long time I was alone, even when there were people around me. But eventually life slaps you around enough, and you realize that you're not always right. You're never really going to find people that are smarter than you, or that you don't agree with, some much more than others. But the important thing is understanding, and appreciating those differences. People are more than just competitors, or faces you pass in the hall, or obstacles on your way through the lunch line. They're individuals with their own hopes, dreams, and ideas. Every person you meet here, and every person you're gonna meet in the future, adds something in how they think, what they believe, and who they are. And once you realize that, they become your greatest resource. Eventually, Mr. Square moves on to see the 1st, 2nd, and even 3rd dimensions. And in each place, he gains an entirely new perspective on how he sees his own world. Over the last 4 years, I've found that all the people closest to me have shaped me into who I am today. So thank you, every person I've ever met here, and every teacher I've ever had, for giving me a glimpse into how you see the world. Whether it's Mrs. Leslie telling me that I can always do better and be better, or Dr. Varnold, who became the king of the electrons. Every teacher I've ever had has given me something unique over the last 4 years. Eventually, you're never going to remember any of those bad grades or failed tests. Instead, the things you'll remember are the people that were around you, and those moments where life seems to almost slow down for a little while. It's the little things, the colonizing Hansard as a freshman, then getting kicked out because we were screaming too loud, then basically staying there for the next 4 years anyway. It's the debate tournaments, spent writing cases at 4 a.m. because for some reason we decided it'd be a great idea to play Smash until then. And it's the subtle things. The long drives talking about nothing at all, and spending way too much money on food once you get to wherever you're going. It's ranting about the last test we thought we all failed in the hallways. And it's the Starbucks runs, the boba runs, the Taco Bell runs, all of those things. And it's finding new friends, or reconnecting with the ones you thought you lost. You don't really appreciate these things until you've lost the last few months of them. Instead, the last few months of my senior year were spent almost entirely with just 3 people. And so I wanted to end this by thanking each of them. First, for Kaylin. You're the better of the 2 of us, and never forget that. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing one day, but I'm sure that whatever it is, we'll go much farther. Thank you for always understanding the worst parts of me, and being there if I need you nonetheless. Second is for my dad. You're everything that I could ever hope to be one day. I think of everyone, you're probably the one who contributed the most to me being here right now. Thank you for being one of the most selfless people I've ever met. I could only hope to be as great as you. And last is to my mom. So, a few weeks into quarantine, my sister kept on yelling about how it's impossible to have both of us in the same house because we're basically the same person. And while I don't entirely see it, I kind of get her point. Later on, you asked me if there was ever a silver lining to being stuck at home for so long. And at the time I said there was nothing. But really, the silver lining was those 3 a.m. K-drama sessions, the summer salads, and just having you as company. I'm sorry for clowning you so much, because truly, thank you for being who you are. Thank you for everything that you do. And thank you for being my best friend. So, congratulations to everyone in the class of 2020, and thank you.
My dear graduates, faculty, and families, this is our 24th Fairmont Prep graduation, and I've had the great honor to speak at all except when we were on our mission in Russia. I was overjoyed to hand out your diplomas and take pictures with each of you and your families this past Saturday, and I'm excited to speak at this first virtual graduation. I do wish with all my heart that we would have been able to celebrate this joyous occasion with all of you in person and together. I would like to start with one of my favorite traditions of recognizing our legacy students, those of you who joined us at Fairmont as early as 6th grade, and some of you joined clear back 15 years ago. As so many traditions now during this COVID-19 pandemic have changed things, we will have to do a little differently than in the past also. I will call out the grade you started at Fairmont, and then as you stand up at home, we will show your names and even some pictures of each of you who started then. My wife, secretary, and I have spent a lot of time going through all our yearbooks and files and even contacted your parents for help to find these photos. So I hope you don't feel too embarrassed. Let's start with preschool. All of you from preschool, stand up and we'll recognize you.
Bikram Sawhney, Christopher Bravo, Faith Simpson, Haley Kang, Anisha Fensky.
Now those of you that joined us in junior kindergarten, would you please stand?
Andrew Lewis, Daniel Giraldo, Jose Gonzalez, Karina Martinez, Milan Robinson, Numair Razak, Theron Crabtree.
Those of you that started here in kindergarten.
Alessandro Furlong. Andrew Pan. Madison Calderon. Pranav Kantamaneni.
Now, those that started in first grade, you can stand also.
Brandon Wong. Matthew Ong. Noah Chalk.
Second grade.
Adam Alamy. Arjun Marwaha.
Third grade.
Kiara Maxino. Lauren McAllister. Leela Gala.
Fourth grade.
Julia Tao. Nikki No.
Fifth grade.
Amberin T. Anita Chung. Kaya Huat. Olivia Bobrownicki. Ryan Idnani.
And those of you who started with us in sixth grade.
Diego Huerta. Ji Lu. Jacob Burnley. Sai Gayatri Baskar.
Now, will the rest of you that joined us through 7th grade through 11th grade, please stand and be recognized. And you can even shout out if you want. Congratulations, class of 2020. You are amazing and exceptional. I want to recognize your teachers, coaches, parents, and family members, and all those wonderful Fairmont support staff who have been there for you throughout all these years, and especially these past 3 months, as they did the almost impossible. Not only did they develop an exceptional remote learning platform, but did it almost overnight. You teachers, staff, and administrators are truly amazing. You graduates, I am so proud of how you've overcome this adversity and stayed focused on your goals in the last many years, but especially these last 3 months again of your high school year. You've demonstrated remarkable resiliency and determination, qualities that will serve you well as you go on to college and careers. I would now like to take a moment to continue the other tradition I started almost 40 years ago. I will share stories I have received from your teachers, coaches, and even some parents. Let's start with Haley Kang. Mrs. Pacheco, the former Miss Dominguez, shared this about you. You were our Fairmont Anaheim Hills cheer captain. You always had a great cheer and you're always doing your best. Sometimes your best included some giggling with your co-captains, which then made the whole team burst out giggling, pretty much out of control. Faith Simpson, Mrs. Bush, formerly Miss Dexter, shared that you were in my first grade class when I was planning my marriage. You just happened to be at the park near the amphitheater where we were getting married. You and your mom kind of crashed our wedding and watched the ceremony. You both were very discreet and so sweet to be there. It was one of my fondest memories. Nikki, Julia, Daniel, Numar, and Milan, Mrs. Lugo, and all of us at Fairmont remember how hard each of you worked in pentathlon and how proud you were when you won first place in Orange County. Then you went on to win first place in California. And even more amazing, you went on to win the national championship held in Idaho. She will never forget meeting you at the airport and seeing your smiles as you carried your trophies home. I was so disappointed I didn't get to go as we were in Russia on our mission. Mr. Briner, however, remembers all the fun you all had together walking around Boise, Idaho, especially the part where you all believed that if you walked backwards across the bridge, you would be best friends forever. And I think you have been. Diego Huerta, watching you and listening to you sing and act in so many plays over these years has been one of the many highlights of Fairmont for me. Seeing you play LeVou for Beauty and the Beast, and then your role in Chicago this last spring, they were unbelievable. Do you remember me asking for your autograph after Chicago? Well, I still want it, because someday when you receive an Oscar and a Grammy, it will be worth a fortune. Then tonight, you and the choir singing Time to Say Goodbye nailed it and still brings tears of pride and joy to my eyes and heart. Andrew Lewis, I heard you love hockey, and during your first street hockey tournament in 4th grade, Fairmont ended up losing in overtime. You were the goalie and blamed yourself for the loss. You were so sad, you cried all the way home. But from that time, you decided to start playing ice hockey and loved it. And you also became our cheer at the loud crowd. You've done an amazing job. Theron Crabtree, Janice Fault, your 1st grade teacher, said this: I remember you as a blonde, blue-eyed cutie, and you certainly knew it. I remember you often complaining that the girls were chasing you during the recess times. I asked you, what had you done to the girls to make them chase you? And with the most serious face, you responded, well, it's because I'm so cute. I also remember you walking into class daily with the collar of your polo shirt turned up like Dracula. I would tell you to put the collar down because that's how the students were supposed to wear their shirts. You would say again seriously, but I flipped the collar up because it's so cool. Milan Robinson. Mrs. Fault remembers you as a very shy, quiet 1st grader. She said, I was never quite sure if you liked me or not. After the opportunity I had to attend one of your swim meets that year, I think I just may have found your good graces. You were also one of the most athletic students in my class. I think you could outrun all the kids in class, even the boys. You were, though, very competitive, and you did not like to lose. You have really made your mark at Fairmont, and I bet will continue as you play basketball and much more in college. Jose Gonzalez, Mrs. Spinella, remembers how you were such a gentleman in her class and would always give her a big hug and say hello. I also heard you were a rather picky eater, and you always asked for quesadillas for lunch. So your grandma sent you her delicious quesadillas to school. I'll bet you still love them. Andrew Lewis, Mrs. Cameron remembers you always came into her 4th grade class every morning to hug and tell Alexa that you loved her. Madison Calderon. I heard that in kindergarten, at your teacher, Miss Dr. Molina's home, you jumped into the pool, and when you came out without your glasses, You asked your classmates and their parents to help find them. They spent quite a time looking all over for them and finally found them. But I understand they still talk about that memory after all these years. I also remember over those many years that as I toured our campuses and classrooms, you were one of many who often talked with me and was quick to respond to my questions about what we could do to make Fairmont even better. But usually you said, "I can't think of anything." And my normal response was, "If you come up with anything, let me know." Well, after all these years, just last week, you finally gave me something that you hoped we would improve. Graduation during this pandemic. I was very happy that I was able to tell you that the prep faculty did even more than plan a great virtual graduation. They took the extra time to also plan a drive-through graduation event that we held last Saturday that, as you know, was spectacular. That was the most rewarding graduation I have ever been to, even though we were there for 9 hours. I really loved it. Boy, did I sleep well that night. They also have planned and had 2 virtual awards ceremonies, and we are committed that if we're allowed, we will have an in-person farewell barbecue before all of you leave for college in August. I am so proud of you, Madison, for asking about this on behalf of your fellow grads. I'm especially proud of the tremendous work and effort our prep faculty put into designing these events that I believe were the most impressive of any I've seen or heard of anywhere. Kyra Maxino, when you were in 5th grade, you were playing on the monkey bars on the playground at HAC. You got distracted and missed the next monkey bar and fell to the ground. Even though you broke your wrist, everyone remembers you still managed to smile and were very excited to have everyone write messages on your cast. Noah Chack. Mrs. Amber Bush, again formerly Mrs. Dexter, said, "Noah, you were in her 1st grade class when I got engaged. He would ask me every day when we were going to meet Mr. Brian Bush, my fiancé. When Brian did come in one day, Noah had a ton of questions for him, an interrogation of sorts. My husband and I still laugh about it today." I wish there was more time that I could share more of these fun and funny stories about all of you graduates. You will always be in mine and in our teachers' hearts. All of us at Fairmont want to thank you, parents, for your support and loyalty to Fairmont over all these years, and for entrusting us with your child's formal education. Graduates, I hope you will take this opportunity to thank your parents and guardians, mentors, and friends who have been there as your support system. The future may look a little uncertain for you right now, but as long as you have the courage to step out in faith and never give up on your big dreams, you'll get where you're going. I'm sure of it. Congratulations, class of 2020. Thank you.
Quando sono solo sogni, notte mancano le parole. Sì, io so che non c'è una stanza quando non ho sole. Se non ci sei tu con me, sulle finestre, mostra tutto il mio cuore che hai acceso. Chiudi Cuando se lontana soglia all'orizzonte mancano le parole. Se io sei con me, tu mia luna, tu sei qui con me. Mio sole, tu sei qui con me, con me, con me, con me. Time to
Hello, my name is Fred Roma. I am the Dean of Students at Fairmont Prep Academy. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2020 Fairmont Prep Academy valedictorian, Arjun Marwaha. Arjun has been with Fairmont since starting at the Anaheim Hills campus in the first grade. As a freshman entering Fairmont Prep Academy, Arjun was admitted to the Advanced Science and Engineering program and took advanced math courses, excelling in all his classes, including college-level organic chemistry, differential equations, and advanced discrete math. In his time at Fairmont, Arjun has taken an incredible 14 AP classes, along with numerous honors and IB courses. In class, he is known for asking probing questions, turning in punctual work, and demonstrating strong critical thinking skills. Arjun's foresight and initiative are greatly appreciated by teachers and peers alike. In addition to his academic achievements, Arjun has an impressive list of extracurricular activities, including being co-editor-in-chief of the Husky Howl and participating in academic decathlon. Arjun is viewed as a leader by his peers and his teachers, willing to assist anyone with their work. As a member of academic decathlon, Arjun recruited students to join the team and accelerated their knowledge of the topics necessary to be competitive. Beyond the Fairmont community, Arjun has a passion for finding solutions to climate change and environmental sustainability. He is a participant in the California State Summer School for Science and Mathematics, COSMOS, which consists of the top STEM students in California. Last summer, Arjun participated in the UCLA Institutes of the Environment and Sustainability California Climate Expedition. To increase awareness of climate change, Arjun rode his bike 500 miles from San Francisco to Los Angeles, raising more than $4,000 for the project. This passion for the environment has motivated Arjun to achieve extraordinary accomplishments for a high school student. He has been published in Yale Scientific Magazine, done science research at UC Irvine, and shared his passion with other youth at the Boys and Girls Club. Most impressively, Arjun wrote and published a book, Our Changing Earth: Why Climate Change Matters to Young People. It is this unique combination of passion, activism, and academic achievement that makes Arjun stand out. Fairmont is honored to recognize the incredible academic achievements of its valedictorian each year, and we are excited to celebrate Arjun the student. However, we are fortunate that we can celebrate the global citizen that Arjun has become. We are excited that Fairmont is part of his story, and we will closely follow his journey of awareness and activism. Arjun has inspired us to act, to create solutions to problems, and to be better part of our planet. In the fall, Arjun will attend the University of Pennsylvania, and we are excited to see where his future takes him.
Hey everyone, or more realistically, hey computer screen. First and foremost, I hope everyone is staying safe, healthy, and most importantly, at home during this coronavirus pandemic. We're living in challenging times, and I know that this isn't how we had expected our high school journey to come to a close. Before I go any further, I would like to acknowledge any parents and family members of those listening who may be first responders, healthcare workers, and all other essential workers. Thank you so much for putting your life on the line every single day and working to provide services for us all, no matter what. And now for some not quarantine related, but most certainly well-deserved thank yous. Thank you to all of our parents for providing us with an incredible high school education. Thank you to the prep faculty for your commitment to teach us every single day. And thank you to the unsung heroes, cafeteria workers, maintenance, and others who have helped make prep a second home for us all. And now to the class of 2020, congratulations, we made it. We started from the bottom as freshmen, but now as we craft our plans post-graduation, it's safe to say that life is good. Looking back, high school whizzed by, but the memories we made here and experiences we had will last a lifetime. Some of the lessons I learned along the way: physics is a pretty tough class, but all of us struggling together make it completely worth it. And the prep alma mater is easy to remember, but it's hard to get the pitch exactly right. And some of my favorite memories: the hype at Loud Crowd games, blasting music with my friends at our courtyard lunch table for the past 4 years, and the 2019 prom. Let's all take a moment to remember the good times we had in high school, especially at a time like this. These moments will never come back, so cherish the memories and keep them very close. Back to the moment, I'm honored to represent the prep class of 2020 as its valedictorian. Although hard work and resilience played a considerable role in this academic accomplishment, I would like to share the 3 core principles that have helped guide me in achieving some success. Hopefully, you will try to incorporate them as well as we enter a new period in our lives. The first principle is humility. Naturally, we may wish to flaunt some of our successes to improve our social standing, or perhaps because we care about what other people think about us. And it's easy to fall into that trap. By becoming overconfident in ourselves and abilities due to a singular victory, we may lose sight of the person we started as. For my 8th grade literature class, a poem called The Scarlet Ibis described it beautifully. Pride is a wonderful, terrible thing, a seed that bears 2 vines, life and death. Let each milestone come with equal doses of satisfaction and humility. In the bittersweet time that graduation is, let's celebrate the end of a chapter of our adolescence, but let's remember that we are yet to embark on a new chapter into adulthood and the ominous real world. The second principle after humility is mindfulness. This word can take a whole number of meanings, but the underlying concept is being conscious of yourself and your desires. Who are you? What do you like to do in your free time? Quarantine has provided all of us with more than enough time to reflect upon our lives, who we have been, who we are, and who we wish to become. Though we lost some of our second semester of senior year, the void of socialization can now be filled with some much needed personal attention. Though we love our enjoyable pastimes like binging a show, quick shout out, watch Money Heist on Netflix, you won't regret it, reading a book, or exercising, make time for new interests like cooking, investing in stocks, or whatever you want to do. It will likely be some time until stay-at-home orders are completely lifted, so try cultivating some new passions. Acclimatize to this new situation and appreciate the gravity of having such a transformational event occur during the turning point of adulthood. The third and final principle after humility and mindfulness is courage. Being mindful of yourself also relies on one fundamental: not caring what other people think about you. Steve Jobs said it best: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Right now, we are all pent up at home, filled with aspirations and ideas anew of what we want to do but can't do just yet. Believe me, there will be a time to act. This whole situation will be over soon. When life slowly returns back to normal, your newly kindled ambitions will be up for grabs. Whatever they may be, give yourself the strength to explore them. More strength than you had before the pandemic. And that's the past and present, but now we look to the future. As we graduate in this new and funky medium and hope to move past this incredible time in our lives, excitement and eagerness are natural feelings. Whenever this ends, we will have long departed our Fairmont bubble and entered into the real world, whether it's a university or some other passion. Career planning, adulthood, and responsibility will increasingly become the focal point of our lives. We will slowly be leaving behind the simpler pleasures of childhood, as we are supposed to do at the age marker of 18. But what I'm telling you all is to not let those childhood sensations of foolishness, curiosity, and imagination ever slip away from you. Remember to keep them in the backseat of whatever you decide to do. And don't be afraid to explore and venture beyond the known. Class of 2020, we're almost ready for what lies ahead. Let's use humility, mindfulness, and courage as tools to guide our path. Never be afraid to be a fool when following something you genuinely love to do. Never forget the why behind what you do. As Miss Leslie told me, go out into the world, make it better, and remember that good enough is never an option. You excel. Let's work hard for our family who has invested in us, for our teachers who have educated us, but mostly for ourselves, and may our actions live up to our aspirations. Thank you very much for listening. Farewell.
Louis Allen, Adam Alamy, Falak Amin, An Zhangyu, Jia Yu Bai, Sai Gayatri Bhaskar, Olivia Bobrowniki, Christopher Bravo, Tri Min Bui, Jacob Burnley, Han Lin Tsai, Madison Calderon, Ran Cao, Li Douyan Cao, Noah Chalk, 香泽茜、Anita Chung、Ethan Chung、Yu Min Choi、Theron Crabtree、Chao Ngoc Min Dang、Zenan De La Longa、黄定、Yun Chan Eo、Se Hu Young、Anisha Fensk、Jack Franco、小华富、Alessandro Furlong、Leela Gala、Daniel Giraldo、Anthony Gonzalez、Jose Gonzalez、母家汉、A Hang、唐航、火爆我卡、康伦素、知心黄、Diego Huerta、金然霍、Kaya Huat、黄昏、Ryan Idnani、Annalise Jaregi、Quaylin Jiang、Zijun Jiang、Min Kyung Jin、Haley Kang、Pranav Kantamaneni、Alexander Kim、Joanne Kim、Junyoung Kim、 Sun Sun Lam, Wingo Lam, Andrew Lee, Daniel Da Yo Lee, Andrew Lewis, Yuan Yu Li, Huan Li,可汗丽、蕊好丽、嘉浩刘、匡地刘、闽阳刘、陷入流、淤清流、记录、衰竭路、天虹路、Karina Martinez, Arjun Marwaha, Kiara Maxino, Lauren McAllister, Eleanor Miager, Qing Xing Meng, Shrugo Mudunuri, Justin Maya, Kiet Tuan No, Nikki No, Edgar Jr. Ngeso, Dong Nguyen, Tom Nguyen, Huang Quan Nguyen, Hong An Nguyen, Hien Nguyen, Nguyen Nguyen, Quinn Nu Nguyen, Xuan Mai Uyen Nguyen, Matthew Ong, Andrew Pan, 运入棚 Numer Razak 一回任 Melanie Rivas Raquel Roberts Milan Robinson Bikram Sani Alyssa Sia Faith Simpson Shin Su Donovan Tagaloa Julia Tao Amberin T William Teta Marte Harsha Thangavajayan Tristan Thoni Dan Naktam Chan Can Vin Chung Trần Tây Ngọc Yip Dương Tuế Trần Y Man Sang Rachel Tsang Ngọc Lan Van Lin Vo Dương Vu Huệ Gia Vu Bebe Wang Tony Wang Ray Chi Wang Xin Yi Wang Rachel Wells Wei Wen Matthew West Brandon Wong Eric Wong Cyrus Wong Acton Wright Han Xu 翔宇阳，然赠，防此障，自成障，舒障，自成障，依达照，树成正，优豪正，树折志，优繁重，嘉明咒。
In accordance with the Education Code of the State of California, I hereby certify the members of the class of 2020 as having successfully completed the course of study for high school graduation. Graduates, the tassel on the right side of your cap symbolizes your time as a student. I now ask you to move it to the left side to confirm your newfound graduate status. Once again, congratulations, class of 2020. To you and your families, thank you for joining us tonight. And as we sign off, I leave you with some pictures from people who also wish you much happiness and success.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. We'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Oh, hail Fairmont Prep, home of the husky strong. We sing our praises to thee, our